comedy for you tonight.
Good evening. I'm Andrew Long, and I'm here to entertain you for 10 whole minutes. 10 glorious minutes. 10 minutes. I'll have to go faster than a speeding bullet to get through this. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call in the business a segue to what I'm going to say. Speaking of speeding bullets, let's talk about Superman. Yes, the Man of Steel. Faster than a speeding bullet, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, yada yada yada, you know the rest. Everybody knows who Superman is and his, quote, secret identity. But he is an all-American good guy with all-American good looks. He is the most handsome person in all Metropolis. That's only because I don't live there, ladies and gentlemen. I could give him a run for his money. By day, he is mild-mannered reporter Clark Kent. But when danger strikes, he takes off his glasses, slips into a pair of tights and leotards, and voila, it's Superman.
Thank you.
Why can't they tell why do they still think that Clark Kent is not Superman? Why don't they know he's the same guy? Obviously he's the same guy without the glasses. Watch. Now, are you going to tell me that I am not Andrew Long? Because it's pretty darned obvious that I am Andrew Long. There's suspension of disbelief, then there's willful stupidity. Okay, by raise of hands, how many of you guys saw the 1950s classic show, Superman? Now, it started with amazed citizens going, "It's a bird! No, it's a plane! No, it's Superman!" When was the last time you got so excited to see a bird or a plane in the sky or on the ground? It's a pretty common occurrence. Superman was a good guy. He played by the rules. He always played by the rules. But he played a fair game. Not everyone is a good sport. Like, how many soccer fans do we have in the house tonight?
Soccer.
Even if you aren't a soccer fan, you know the World Cup just ended. And this is a big deal. This is what the Stanley Cup, this is for soccer, is what the Stanley Cup is for hockey. What the Super Bowl is for good old American football, and what the World Series is for baseball. We're talking major stakes. If you weren't famous, you'll become famous. If you were famous, guess what, buddy? You're about to become famous. And there's money. Lots of it. And of course, there's the biggest thing. A huge championship ring with a gemstone the size of Mount Rushmore with your team's name and logo written right on it. Yes. People will do anything to win this. They will lie. They will steal. They will cheat. They will poison people. Wait just a second. I think I just described how politicians become congressmen. But I digress. Again. Back to athletes. Yep, people will do anything to win. Enter Luis Suarez from Uruguay. In case you don't know, he is known for biting his opponents. Really, biting his opponents. Thanks to him, every soccer player now has to have rabies shots. Hear about this. A grown man who bites people. I noticed two things. One, he needs help. And two, he needs therapy. Seriously, for the safety of the general public, We should go to the we should send him to the veterinarians to get him fitted for one of those cones. But the veterinarians are pretty darn expensive. So you know what? So I have an idea. Every soccer player donates money. Because, trust me, they would rather lose money than lose an arm thanks to Suarez's biting. He became famous. Like, he's been friended on Facebook by Hannibal Lecter. He's being followed by Twitter by the zombies from The Walking Dead. The show's producers are even talking about him being a guest star. Or at least a cameo if they can get that. And, how many of you guys remember Mike Tyson? You remember him. He's the former heavyweight boxer with the Hulk's body and the Mickey Mouse's voice. Yes, you remember him? He made Evander Holyfield look like Vincent Van Gogh. By nearly chewing his ear off. Tyson was absolutely frightened by Suarez's last biting incident. Iron Mike said, "All I did was nib a little bit of an ear off." This guy had to go all Lion King on his victims. He went all smorgasbord. I think I went into a little bit of a Boston accent there. He got greedy. Yes, he did. And also, don't quote me on this, but words from the Hollywood Reporter is that they're gonna get this soccer player to play the villain Jaws in the newest Bond movie. Pretty good casting. But Suarez, as we all know, is the exception. Most teams, play by the rules. Most of them try to most of them use psychology on their victims. Like, for example, it all starts with a name. Like, take hockey for instance. You've got the LA Kings. That's a good name. You do not mess with a king. You mess with a king, you get decapitated. Then you've got the San Jose Sharks. Who's gonna mess with a shark? No one. You're gonna get eaten alive. And then, that made me think of other really intimidating names. Like you have the Toronto Maple Leafs. Sheesh. They should at least call them the Roses, because at least roses have thorns. Maple Leafs. I can just picture the coach's plan now. Okay, gang, here's the plan. We are gonna go, in the fall, we are gonna crumple up and fall on the field. That is unless the wind pushes us in the other direction. I guess the most ingenious plan these guys could come up with is the Leafs could pour maple syrup all over the other players. But then I realized something. Maple syrup is sap. And when you have the Sharks playing them, they're not going to be afraid of a bunch of saps. And I have another question for you. How many of you guys are familiar with the Mighty Ducks? This is a name based off a popular Disney kids movie. Where's a duck's gonna do? Eat all of your popcorn? Ducks in real life are always the victims. They're getting their butts kicked left, right, and center. And in real life, they're hunted. Their body parts are taken out to make fine pate. And also, their feathers are plucked to make items such as pillows, comforters, and warm winter coats. When you've got the LA Kings versing them, well, they should just change their name to the tasty snacks because it's game over. And this brings me to my final section for the night. Little Debbie. Who is this little Debbie? And how old is she? And what's in those cookies and brownies she makes? Is it the fountain? It should be like the Fountain of Youth or something because that woman hasn't aged in generations. She still looks like she's 8 years old. I did some research and found out little Debbie was born, I correct myself, founded in 1960. I did the math. According to the math, she should be 54 years old. She should be severely overweight and very diabetic.
Nice.
No offense to diabetics, does this woman know what she's making? She knows this stuff isn't healthy. Then you've got, I think, what is the rest of her family? You've got Sarah Lee, which I think is her sister. You've got Betty Crocker too, which I think is another sister. And then you've got the Pillsbury Doughboy. He's been around the longest, but he looks the youngest. He's not a finished project, so some may say some may say he's half-baked. This is a segue to talk about politicians again. Well, folks, that was my act. I better go before they give me the hook, but one last thing. It's been a pleasure performing for you all. You guys are a great audience. If any of you would like to call upon me again, I'd be happy to hear from you. I perform birthday parties, fundraisers, clubs, libraries, senior citizen centers, corporate gatherings, bridal showers, all open for bands and even some stand-up comedians. I've roasted managers at a corporate function. And also for you men out there, I also do clubs and bachelor parties. In case you want something a little more saucy. And also there should be a Facebook page up for me being comedian within the next, earliest tonight, but maybe within the next few days. I don't know. Depending on how I feel. But if you're interested in having me do a show for one of you guys at a corporate function, please find me after the show. We can share contact information. Thank you.
Thank you. That was great. You did good.
Let's give it to Andrew Long.